Okay, so we're streaming right now. Okay. So today we're gonna do the route Bucaramanga, Bogota, and then we're gonna go back from Bogota to Bucaramanga. So let's try to do that. Yeah. So this is gonna be our route from Bucaramanga into Bogota. These are the points that we have to follow. And this is gonna be our top of descent, and here we're gonna be doing the approach. It's gonna be an automatic approach. So let's try to do it right. Alright, so we click here on start, we create the route. This is gonna be, the departure is gonna be SKBG, Bucaramanga Palo Negro, from runway 35, and we're gonna go to SKBO, which is Bogota El Dorado, runway 14 right. So we start the flight, and we should be okay. We should be okay. Okay. It's loading the screen. Okay, let's keep rolling. Okay, so we're ready to fly. Let's go back to settings. Let's see the general, the sounds. Gonna give a little bit of sound. And okay, so resume. So the first thing that we have to do is go to the SimBrief and download the flight plan. Then we go to payload and we download the passenger weight and the fuel, and then we apply the load instantly, and we get a 62,400, 62,400 or 66,500. 66,500. This is the way that we're going to be using to calculate our speeds of taking off. You know, take our takeoff speeds. So again, is 66,500. So we input these values here, 66,500, and then we calculate the speeds. And once they're calculated, we send it to the MCDU. Okay, so now let's go to the MCDU, and again we're going to start with init, and here in init we are going to plug in the number of the flight, which is 2N251 SB. The index, cost index is 24, and we're going to be doing 24,000 feet of cruise altitude. We put these values here, then we go on to fuel prediction, and we have to check our, so the fuel weight 27.6 and 27.6. So let's check this out. 20.7, what is it? Okay, 61.9. 61.9. Slash 27. Yeah, and then it recalculates. Okay, that's it. This is okay. The performance, we input the speeds for our takeoff, and this is going to be taken care of later when in approach, and then in flight plan we start programming the departure. The departure will be runway 35, and it's gonna go through UMK 1A1. So we selected and we inserted, and then we're gonna have two airways, sorry. The first airway is going to be a Z. I'm following this thing, by the way. So around 35, OMCA 1A, and then the two airways, and then the approach. So the first airway is going to be Z 101 Z0, sorry, 010 into AXOC, AK, what is it, AXOC, and then the next one is going to be G431 into ILSEP. We insert it, and then finally we go to the Bogota airport and we program the arrival, which is going to be ILS Y, but 14 right, ILS Y 14 right, and it's going to come from this approach, which is ILS E5E. ILS E5E, this is the one. We insert it, and we make sure that we have no discontinuities here. So it's looking good. And that's it, folks. That's all we need to do. And that's it. We're ready to go. So I'm gonna start the process of taking off. So we unlock the brakes and we align the plane. And we have to make sure of the flaps. We have to deactivate the flaps. We have to make sure we deactivate the flags. So we need to wait until we have our rotation speed here, so that we can start rotating the plane. So around here we start rotation. So rotate, rotate, rotate. And so we release the flaps like this, the gear up, and automatic pilot, auto thrust, and we're good to go. Now we have to put our 24,000 altitude. This is the altitude that we're gonna be using, and we click selected. So we're gonna start doing our open climb to 24,000. As we can see here, the plane started to climb, and it's gonna follow this route onto Bogota. So that's pretty much it, folks. So we can enjoy the view. In the meantime, we have a beautiful sunset, and yeah, we need to climb until this point and follow the route, and that's it. That's pretty much what we have to do. So so we can just relax and let the airplane fly the plane. And that's it. We're just gonna be monitoring here and there and making sure everything is fine, and that's pretty much what we're gonna do. So we're still doing open climb. We're doing open climb. So according to our route, we are supposed to be 6,000 feet here at this point, and we are passing this altitude. And then we're gonna do a turning, but we already programmed 24,000. Okay, and just to make sure, the up and descend is gonna be around this area, you know. But we have to go through all of this thing before at 24,000 at max speed, and then at this point we're gonna start to our descent. You know what? Maybe I'm gonna try to do it from this place because I don't want to have to like put the brakes on or be in a hurry, you know. But that's pretty much. Let's enjoy the view in the meantime. I like the sunset. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna check the the YouTube live because I'm doing a live right now, but I want to see if it's working. Okay, so now the plane's stabilizing. We're going into this uh, point. We are supposed to be at 10,000 or something like that. We are already at 10,000, so we are fine. But we're still open in open climb until 24,000. That's the goal here. So right now we are live. Yeah. That's the goal here. Okay, I'm gonna check that the um, maybe the mixer is not working. I don't know. Oh yeah, it should be here in order to capture the sounds of the planes and everything. And that's it, folks. That's pretty much how you fly the airplane, the Airbus A320. That is pretty much it. Okay, let's see how we are doing. We are doing fine speed wise. We're climbing to 13,000. Okay, at this point maybe we have to set this to standard, the altimeter to standard, and then once we are approaching Bogota we go back to the one that we need to it's something like 2030 or something like that, the native altimeter from Bogota. So we are going to be doing that. And yep, everything is going fine, everything is going according to the plan. And in the meantime we're gonna have to not hide this, but unload and import the flight here from Simbrief. We import the flight and we have to go through the airport, which is El Dorado, Bogota, and we have to look for the charts for ILS, not Palo Negro actually, airports in general. No, where are the airports? So El Dorado, charts, approach, ILS Y 14 right. So this is the one that we need. So this is telling us that we have to be at around, we have to be in Anves at a mandatory 13,000 feet. So we're gonna do 24,000 all this way, 24,000 all this way, and then we're gonna at around from this point, let's say from this point we will descend from 24,000 to 13,000 because that is what is required from us. And then from Ambes to Utman, we're gonna decrease from 13,000 to 12,000, and we are going to intercept ILS at 12,000 mandatory. And then they're recommending a speed of 195 knots, but I think here we're gonna start programming our landing speed, which is gonna be 135 or something like that. Not too fast, not too slow. It's gonna be your standard. And that's pretty much. That is pretty much what we do here. Okay, everything is looking fine. Everything is looking amazing. We're enjoying our view here. We're going to almost 300 knots, and we are reaching our target altitude, which is 24,000, as we can see here. We're doing open climb to 24,000. Yep. And the automatic pilot is taking us in the route, so everything is fine. Everything is fine so far, you know. Everything so far so good, you know. Everything is fine so far, so good. Actually, maybe we need to just left landing light, right landing light. We have to turn this off. And okay, so as you can see, we are reaching 24,000, so the plane should stabilize around here, and then we should be doing, the plane should stop, and we can see that this is going back to normal position, and the plane stabilizing 24,000, which is our cruise altitude. And we are going to go now to Axuck, and then we're gonna do a little turn. So yeah, that's what's happening. That is what's happening. So let's check a little bit the map and see where are we right now. So we're at this point right now, Axuck turning into Ulcep, and then we're gonna do this, and around here, around this area, the top of the sand is actually here, but we're not gonna do top of the sand here. We're gonna do top of the sand something like from here, from Papet, because I want to give the plane enough time to. So we are turning. We are turning the plane. Actually, let's see if we can find the lights. Okay, so seven lights on. All of this is APU master. Anti-ice. I'm not touching this. And yeah, so we have to make sure that the one common mistake that I do is the flaps. Usually when you're taking off, the flaps are at 10%. But once you're taking off and once you start gaining speed, you need to give a break to the plane and put the flaps to the original position, 0%. Sometimes I forget and then I get an alarm in the cockpit. And also sometimes, with the top of the sand thing, sometimes I'm going too high too fast, and I have to use the speed brakes to be able to not to be able to stay in the in route, and to be able to stay in the proper altitude and the proper speed, because it's very important for you to when you're intercepting ILS, you cannot go. You can be lower. Like for example, your plane can be at this. You can be lower and start intercepting ILS around this place. But if you're going too high, you're gonna miss it. You're gonna miss the ILS capture. So this is why it's very important to be at this altitude, the mandatory altitude. But the problem is that if we start, sometimes we're going too fast, too high, and the plane needs time to slow down and to go down. I mean, not go down, but to reduce the altitude and to reduce the speed. You need distance. And if you start like too on top of the sand, then that is going to mean that is going to the meaning of that is that you are going to probably miss the ILS. So this is why I sometimes do that, and I freak out and I put the speed brakes at 100% because I need to slow down the plane and I need to match this altitude, and I'm going too high. Remember, like, we have to remember, like, when we are descending, the speed is increasing. So if we're targeting a certain speed and a certain altitude, we need to give the plane enough distance. So this is what we're gonna do. We start our descent at more or less a Papet to make sure we're at 13,000 here, no problem. And then from Amnes, we decrease 1,000 more to 12,000, and then we just put the 135, not 135 heading, but 135 speed, approach speed, and that's it. We're gonna glide until the runway with a cat automatic landing, and that's pretty much what we are going to do. So yeah, we are in Ilsep, so we're still far away from Papet. So I'm gonna bring something to drink in the meantime, and that's it. That's it, guys. That is gonna be it. Actually, we're gonna need to do a quick reconnect. I'm not sure if the system is gonna let me. I don't know if the system is gonna let me. Probably not. Let's try it. Okay, so let's see if we can do a quick reconnect. Otherwise, we are going to need to restart because something is happening with GeForce now. So yeah, that is a problem. Let's see if we can do a quick reset. Maybe it's gonna allow it as. Maybe they're gonna allow it as or not. Maybe. No.